Hey Pitchfork, I'm Mechatok, and my perfect 10 album is Discovery by Daft Punk. When I was like 5 or 6 or some sort of age where you barely even consciously listen to music, I remember sitting in the back of my dad's car and like it was South German, like normal top 40 radio, and some boring kind of pop rock song was just fading out, and then this sort of cool radio swoosh transition came in and One More Time started playing, and I was just like, I couldn't really believe what I'm hearing, because yeah, it's just like a loop of like this sort of like crunchy thing, and then instead of anything else really happening, just this sort of muffled filter goes away and just this loop like plays really loud. I don't remember much from that time, but that is such a strong memory that I went ahead and bought the CD and listened to the album for years. To me, I never thought of it as a concept album. It felt like just a celebration of music. So the fact that they managed to make like a beautiful pop record, a beautiful dance record, but also a soundtrack and a movie all at once, without even seeming pretentious, or like it just looked effortless and sounded effortless. It just made me come back to this record literally in every stage of my life, and it influenced my own music massively. Like, even if it aesthetically or in sonic ways doesn't exactly sound like what I do, I revisit the album every time I have to sort of sign off a record or finish music, and just sort of like prove, like, does this spiritually hold up? I mean, it probably never will, but you know, practicing guitar as a teenager, I remember trying to learn the guitar solos or whatever they are on Aerodynamic and Something About Us. I managed to learn them, but it just never really sounded that way like they sounded on the record. And later, when I started getting into production and making my own electronic music, I obviously figured out that that's not actually guitar. And I think that tension of like this sort of very artificial and the very human and the sort of super emotional thing within the super manufactured is just something that became like a theme in what I do as well. It even influenced my my artist name, because a mecha is really just like a robot that you control, and the TOK is the first 3 letters of my last name. So I always related to that idea of inhabiting a robot. Other than that, also like the sort of avatarization of yourself. I mean, it's really them and Gorillaz that, to me, like, it was such a big influence of like wanting to build a character, and it feels like more relevant than ever now also, like where pretty much everybody does that, even if they're not necessarily wearing a helmet or drawing a cartoon character. It's something that influenced me, and I think a lot of people massively, the way they did it.